Hello, everyone. Welcome. Just getting set up here. Obviously, getting our technology in a row.
Okay, we are ready.
Perfect. All right.
Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Martha, and I am the marketing director at Symmetric IT Group. Thank you for joining us today for our webinar, Governance and Security Strategies for AI Adoption in 2026. AI is already being used across organizations, often without full visibility. So today we are going to focus on how to adopt it securely with the right structure in place. I'm joined by two great speakers today. First, George Lakiotis, CEO of Symmetric IT Group, who will share a leadership perspective on AI governance and risk. And Jack Kelleher from HATS AI, who will show us a practical ways to implement AI safely in your business. We'll also be addressing key questions at the end of the session. With that, George, you can go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Martha. I mean that. Appreciate it. I'm George Lakiotis, CEO and CISO of Symmetric IT Group, and I've been in the IT industry since 1995. That's over 30 years, which means I was troubleshooting networks before most people on this webinar had an email address. In fact, when I started, installing Windows took 4 hours, 11 floppy disks, and the unwavering belief that disk number 7 would not be corrupt this time. It was. It was always disk number 7. A lot has changed since 1995, and AI is the biggest shift I've seen in all of those 30 years. I've asked AI to write an introduction today, by the way. It called me a visionary leader with unparalleled experience. 30 years in, finally getting the respect I deserve. All right, let's get into it. The hidden risks of uncontrolled AI. Let me paint a picture for you. It's Tuesday. Someone on your marketing team has a deadline. They've got a draft they need help polishing. They open up a browser, type something into a free AI tool, paste a chunk of company content, maybe some client messaging, maybe some internal strategy, hit generate, get their answers, and move on with their day. Nobody filed a ticket, nobody asked IT, nobody checked the terms of service to see where that data went. Sound familiar? This is what is happening right now, today, in your organization, in almost every organization we work with. The problem isn't the curiosity. The problem is the vacuum of governance that surrounds it. Departments are adopting AI independently. The sales team has their favorite tool. Finance has theirs. HR might be using something none of us have ever heard of. And when IT finds out, usually during a security review or worse, after an incident. Here's the truth. AI adoption in your organization is not a future event. It already happened. The question is whether it happened under your watch or around it. Now let's get into the part where I earn my title. 4 risks, all real, all preventable. Number 1, shadow AI usage. Teams using AI tools without IT visibility or governance policies, you don't know what's being used, by whom, or for what. It's a blind spot. In the middle of your security posture. Number 2, data exposure. When you paste proprietary information into a free AI tool, ask yourself, where does that go? Who owns it? Is it training someone else's model? The answer should concern you. Number 3, intellectual property leakage. Your strategies, your client data, your competitive edge, quietly making their ways into external models. Once it's out, it's out. No undo button on the data leak. Number 4, compliance and regulatory risk, HIPAA, PCDSS, SOC 2. Regulators are not sympathetic to, we didn't know your employees were using that. I'm not telling you this to scare you. Okay, maybe a little bit, but it's all fixable, and we're going to show you how. Let's flip this around. The goal isn't fear, it's empowerment. AI governance done right helps your organization do 4 things. Establish clear policies so everyone knows what's approved and what's not. Protect sensitive company and customer data. Ensure compliance with the standards that apply to your business, and maintain visibility. And maintain visibility into how AI is actually being used across your organization. Which leads us perfectly into the next piece. You can't govern what you can't see. Before you build policies, before you make tool decisions, before any of that, you need to know what's already happening. That's AI discovery. Identify what tools employees are using, understand how data is being shared, detect shadow AI before it becomes a shadow incident. Think of it like a network scan, except instead of rogue devices, you're finding rogue applications. And just like a network scan, it almost always turns up surprises. Once you have that baseline, you have something to work with. You can move from reactive to proactive. So let's define it. AI governance is a set of policies, controls, and processes that let your organization adopt AI safely, responsibly, and in alignment with your business goals. There's 4 pillars. Visibility into what tools are being used, data protection controls, monitoring and auditing, and risk management. A clear process for evaluating new tools before they enter your environment. One thing I want to be clear about. Governance is not about picking a winner in the AI platform wars. The right tools depend on your needs, your industry, your risk profile. Governance is constant. The tools evolve. So what does this look like in practice? Modern platforms build for governed AI adoption let organizations do 5 things. Build secure AI workflows, develop control AI agents, automate processes safely, apply governance controls across the board, and monitor AI activity across your entire environment. The last one matters more than people realize. Monitoring isn't just about catching bad actors. It's about understanding adoption, measuring value, and being able to walk into any meeting and say, yes, we know exactly how AI is being used here. We deploy this kind of framework for our clients through a partnership with HATS AI. And the person who can walk us through exactly how that works is Jack Killahere. Jack, all yours.
Thank you, George. Thank you, George. Really appreciate it, and very happy to be here today. Yeah, so a little bit about me. I'm an account executive here at HATS AI. I've been working very closely with George and the team over the past couple of months, getting their own MSP actually started with AI in the correct way, and they've done a great job in adopting it. But really what we're trying to do at HATS is actually get SMBs started with AI in the correct way, and I'd love to talk through that today in a bit more detail. Yeah, so in terms of how we actually get SMBs started with AI, we do that in 2 key ways. The first way is actually by curating AI tools. And Martha, if you want to just jump ahead to the next slide here quickly. So I'm sure everyone has heard of your ChatGPTs, your Claudes, your Geminis. What HATS does is it actually accumulates or aggregates all of these different AI platforms under one hood. So we have enterprise level agreements with each of these AI models, providing you with a secure AI platform to do AI work. If you want to jump ahead to the next one here, Martha. So as well as having, we now have 67 different models within HATS. We also have specific integrations with your tech which means that you can really leverage AI in the correct way to have, your CRM or your Gmail or your M365 to pull information in and have the LLM act as an operating system across key business applications too. We can move ahead here. Thank you. So in terms of what problems we solve for, first and foremost, here at HATS, the first one is security. So as George mentioned, the reality is that employees are already using AI. It's just you don't have the correct governance or guardrails in place. And that really runs a risk because, if you're uploading sensitive proprietary information into free tools, it means that, the AI model now has access to that information in perpetuity. And it also means that it's not necessarily even your IP anymore. So if you upload, financial information to do analysis, or if you upload, strategy documents, you're really running that risk of competitors being able to access that information. So how HATS actually tackles that is by having enterprise level agreements with all of the models that are within our platform, as well as actually hosting all of the models as well within secure AWS data centers. And for those that are big on the security side, we're SOC 2, Type 2, and SOC 3 compliant, which are very high standards of security, as well as having strict no training agreements. So you can think of it as a clear sandbox environment, both for your information, but also for your customers' information too, which means that you can use AI in a secure way and you don't have to worry about some of those risks as well. But I think having a secure platform is a great start and it's becoming a necessity in today's day and age. But if people don't know how to actually adopt AI in the correct way, then you're not getting all the value that you should be able to get out of AI. You can move ahead here, Martha. Thank you. So because of that, we've actually developed a very clear AI adoption framework, which outlines crawl, walk, run. And it's very important to meet your staff at where they're at right now. And basically how we recommend starting is, in the crawl phase, which could be how people are using AI right now, maybe for, high-powered Google searches, to do some research, to help draft email wording, kind of more basic uses. But where we're hoping to get everyone to is that run phase, which is where you're doing high impact workflows, but they're going to require specialty implementation over time. And because of that, we've actually developed a very clear onboarding framework within the HATS platform too, which is outlined in the next slide here. So we have 3 distinct trainings that are included as a part of the HATS platform here. So we have the AI Champion certification. That's for any people that haven't really spoken to AI before. They're looking for the basics of AI, how to prompt it in the correct way, how to make sure you're getting the correct results. Then we move forward to the HATS AI Navigator, which is actually your specific HATS onboarding training, which takes you through, again, further fundamentals of AI, but it goes a bit deeper into the platform. So for example, how to create more use cases on the agentic side. So whether it be apps, agents, or workflows within the HATS platform, which I could touch on in a second. And then the final piece, because we're an AI organization, we're pushing updates on a weekly basis. So because of that, we want to make sure that our user base is able to stay up to date on what's new in the platform. And because of that, we provide quick 5-minute videos on a weekly basis on our new functionality. So as we look ahead for the remainder of 2026, in line with Crawl, Walk, Run, we have a very clear AI adoption roadmap, which is designed, to demystify AI adoption, but also to provide guardrails. So I talked about security. George did a great job talking about governance. Really, it's about having that visibility into who is using what within your organization, but also not limiting yourself to just one AI tool. So you're not limiting yourself just to ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, what you're actually ensuring is that you have access to all of the best AI models within one platform. But as it relates to AI adoption, our recommendation is to actually, get everyone access to secure AI first and foremost. Have people take the onboarding within the platform. Over time, people will start to use it daily. This is when you'll start to go from your crawl phase to your walk phase. Use case creation is firmly within the walk phase. And then to get from walking to running, it's all about scaling, refining, and automating your processes. And as you can see from the key metrics, you can save across 20 or 30 person organization 100 plus hours a month and really start to get a great return on your investment too. But to do that, it's very important to get started in the correct way. Martha, we can move ahead here. So as it relates to security and adoption, how George and the team would be able to solve for those problems. Step one is providing a secure AI environment for the whole team. HATS is essentially a one big easy button to turn on secure AI for all of the members of your staff. And then George and the team would be able to track adoption and usage, provide detailed reports on that as well. And then, like I mentioned, we have specific training and onboarding as well. And I believe that's really it. So what we recommend in terms of how to get started is just to use the chat first and foremost, which I can show you here in a second. Then we have the specific onboarding. And then also within the HATS platform, we have a ton of pre-built templates that are broken out by vertical that I can show you guys in a second here too, to really understand how this might be able to impact your business specifically. Yeah, so I'm sure the moment everyone's been waiting for here. I'd love to go through a couple of different use cases. I'll share my screen here quickly. But just to give everyone an idea of what the HATS platform is all about and how you can leverage all these different AI models in one place. Okay. Here we go. Perfect. So as you can see, for anyone that's used AI before, very similar UI in terms of you have your secure chat here. But the key difference here really is that you're able to select different models within HATS. So you can see it's actually recently been revamped where you can break down the different models into their different categories here. So you can see what is a model good at, what is a model potentially not as strong as. So if I want to do research and analysis, it's broken down into standard and then premium models as well here. So for this instance, I'll select Claude Sonnet 4.6, but just knowing that you have the ability to select from 67 different models. I touched on integrations before, so we have a ton of built-in tools within here, which really augment your experience and make that AI model that bit more powerful as you use it. And then, given that I work as an account executive, 365, Salesforce, and Fireflies are my primary connections. But in here as well, you have a ton more integrations that really, really start to make the HATS platform become very, very powerful. What's nice is you can actually enable Auto Tool. Auto Tool is going to let AI choose from what integrated tools you have and connections to actually use the correct tool for the correct task at hand. And I can show you that in a second here as well. So just navigating quickly through here, I guess first and foremost, I'll show you the workshop. The workshop gives you the ability to create apps, workflows, and agents. So really getting into the more agentic side of things. It's also broken out by different categories here too. So we have close to 250 templates here for business specifically. So rather than you coming in and needing to figure everything out, which I'm sure everyone's going to get there in time, you can actually come in and leverage these pre-built templates. Very easy to save it down to your items, edit it to your own liking, and also break it out into different types of automations that we have here too. So if you wanted to search by workflows, you've very close to 50 workflows that are in here. So same can be said for multiple different verticals, whether it be legal, finance, HR. We have tons of different things that are built out in here. So I'll just show you the learning portal here very, very quickly, because we believe getting up to speed and adopting AI in the correct way is very, very important. So the champion certification are your basic skills. These are all pulling from YouTube videos that we have online as well. But for example, AI fundamentals here, a quick 5-minute video on the fundamentals of AI for anyone that doesn't necessarily know how to talk to it in the correct way or just needs that basic overview too. So I did prepare a couple of different use cases here that I think would be useful, just to try and really help highlight how powerful the HATS platform can be. I'll work through them here quickly, but if anyone has any questions as I go, please let me know. So for those that work with RFPs, we have an RFP responder workflow here. Because I've never dealt with an RFP before, what I did was I just asked AI to actually go ahead and create it for me. So you can see here, I had AutoTool enabled. So it's able to read skills, run a Python script, and actually download a file here as well. It actually went ahead and created this file for me. And I had already downloaded it there. So I know that not really anyone is going to be creating an RFP, or potentially you would, but it just shows you how quickly how quick and easy it is to actually create these types of things. So I won't save that. But what I did was, this was a pre-built template that we had within the HATS platform, an RFP responder. So I uploaded that sample RFP and actually went ahead and structured a full response plan for me to work through. Like I said, I've never dealt with an RFP before, but you can see it's very, very detailed here. So for those people that haven't really dealt with automations before, this is actually a workflow. So workflow means that AI is going to take multiple steps based off of one input. So the input over here on the left was the RFP that I generated. The first response, it looks like it's a response plan. Second response here is some research that AI conducted on my behalf. And then the third piece was the actual proposal itself. So I think I downloaded this. Here we go. And this is a full RFP proposal based on what I'd uploaded. So obviously AI is not meant to replace humans. It's meant to be used in conjunction with humans, and it's meant to make your job that bit easier. So we do always recommend reviewing this information for quality assurance purposes. But for anyone that has dealt with RFPs before, rather than having to create everything from scratch, AI has actually gone ahead here and created everything for me. And as you can see, it's very detailed. It's broken out into clear phases. We have a Gantt timeline, organizational structures. Really is very, very detailed. So that was the first piece I wanted to show. The second
I just
one,
want to add something, Jack. This RFP that it creates is going to be your first draft. And I will say, for someone that actually has submitted many RFPs, it saves you a lot of time. And it really lets you get some leverage on your competition and be able to submit these RFPs faster, more accurately, but it's always going to be the first draft. And just recently, we're in the top three for a certain RFP for a large company that would have taken me 2 weeks to accomplish. I will say if I had to print out every document and read through it, it really helped. This really helped cut it down to about 2 days of going back and forth with the AI and being able to build this. I think it saved me 2 weeks of my time. So I think that's pretty valuable just to show what kind of impact this could have.
And George, on that too, like this is already pre-built in HATS. It wasn't that you had to go ahead and create it all from scratch, which in itself is made a lot easier by the HATS platform, given that it's a no-code environment. But you're able just to go in here and leverage something that another user has built to gain those efficiencies and save that time too.
Absolutely.
So the second piece I wanted to show was kind of centered around financial analysis. So I just mentioned quickly because I don't have any financial information to share. I actually asked AI to go ahead and create it for me. So it created this Acme Corp financial report, which I can show here just for reference. Again, like very, very detailed income statements, balance sheets, cash flow. This is all fictitious information, not based on a real organization. But what I wanted to do was actually, show how good of a financial analysis AI can do for you. So it actually gave me suggested prompts. So I went ahead, didn't try to reinvent the wheel in any way here. And I actually asked it to provide me with detailed results, including graphs and other graphics where necessary to help visualize the findings. So what it actually did here, and you can see again, this is through AutoTool, because I had AutoTool enabled, I was able to run Python and pull down the Excel editing tool as well. So what it actually did was it provided me with key financial trends. These images looks like they just timed out a touch, but I will get to them in a second because we have a balance sheet overview here. Very detailed reporting, but I just wanted this to be a bit easier to share with other users too. So you can see it went very, very detailed here, and I asked it to actually put all this information to a Word document so I could easily share it with colleagues. And what it did was created this Word document for me. And here we go. This is the one. So again, this is all from the chat. So when we're talking about automations, generally what we'll be referring to is within the workshop. But it's not to overlook the chat, because through AutoTool and through using the correct LLM, the chat can become very, very powerful. So what it did here, and I'll just make the screen bigger for everyone. Here we go. It pulled in all of these metrics and actually put it into a Word document for me here too. So again, this could be your first pass doing financial analysis. The recommendation would definitely be to review for accuracy and refine to your own liking. But in terms of all of the Excel formulas that were required to do this, I'm not very good at Excel myself, but to create all of these different graphs, this would take me at least a full day with the help of AI. So, I was able to do this. Took me 5 minutes, potentially, if even that. So, look, it's very, very detailed. I don't have to go through everything here, but even gives you an executive summary that's ready for the board. And if you wanted, you could just easily remove this part at the bottom. So you could, make it somewhat look like it's your own work too. Then that's the second piece. I have a couple more that I think I'd like to share here, if we're okay for time.
Yeah, I think we're good.
We're good? Okay. One I thought that could be good for, sorry, 1 second here. Just for general usage, was actually an SOP generator. I know a lot of people are dealing with SOPs internally. So again, this is a pre-built application. To kind of just outline the difference between a workflow and an application, you saw with the workflow, you had your inputs, and we actually had multiple steps on the right-hand side here in terms of outputs. An application is just a one-off output. So you have your inputs here on the left, you put them in, AI works, and it gives you one output. So the whole purpose of this SOP generator is to help, whether it be a HR manager, whoever's creating the SOP, to actually go ahead and create the scaffold for it, to paste in messy notes here, and then clean everything up on the right-hand side. So again, I used AI to help me develop these rough notes. And the output here is, again, first draft, but it's ready, step-by-step instructions in terms of how to hire someone. Probably not as comprehensive as some of the other pieces, but just as useful. So what you could do here is, paste in rough notes on your process and then have AI clean up, essentially. And then final piece for anyone that's doing some prospecting. I just wanted to show again how different tools can be used in here. I asked to pull a random 50 to 100 employee organization based in New York City. It went through, used Google Maps to pull down this information. It found 36 unique. It actually went ahead and pulled electrical engineering organizations. I think that was my EE. It misinterpreted it. But what I did was pull down this list. I asked for the website for GA Consulting. It then went ahead, analyzed the website to pull down information on them. So for anyone that's doing some prospecting work, this is very, very useful. And then what I did was I asked for potential opportunities where HATS could assist with efficiencies. I uploaded just a quick one-pager on HATS, and it developed this PowerPoint for me here. And again, this is all from the chat. So you might want to just delete this, but if that's the only amount of work that you need to do, then it's very helpful. But in terms of the client, it gives a full overview of what they do, why AI is actually important for them. And then it goes through the 3 different products that we have here at HATS. So I showed you the secure chat. It outlines how the secure chat can help their organization. The AI workshop. So in terms of some of those automations I just showed you, an RFP response generally will come up. So we have that covered, but in terms of engineering report generation, marketing and business development, there's really a lot that can be covered in here in terms of automations. There is a phone agent that's part of HATS as well, that can help a client intake. You can set that up to answer phones out of hours. And then it went through, different solutions. So how secure AI can help their organization with regards to engineering, with regards to commissioning, and it gives me the whole overview here. So I think really what I'm trying to highlight here is this is all, I didn't have any prior knowledge on this engineering firm. I just wanted to search for locations in New York City. It pulled down all that information, scraped their website, developed all that information, and then went ahead, read the correct skill within HATS, and went ahead and actually created that PowerPoint for me too. So there's really a ton of ways that HATS and AI can assist with your organization. But I think the key point is you have to get started in the correct way, which is why we're trying to solve for security first. Really provide everyone with the guardrails and the governance to use AI in a secure fashion. And then from there, what we're trying to do is get everyone up to speed. Like from the get-go, you might not be able to create all these automations or these workflows. But if you take the onboarding the correct way, follow the education that's within the platform, also with the help of George and the team, you'll be there in no time. Really, you'd be very surprised how quickly you can progress.
Perfect. Jack, thank you. That was fantastic. All right, so we want to make sure we leave there's some time for your questions. Obviously, there's a Q&A section if you want to put any questions. This is the part I enjoy the most because questions you ask tell me exactly where you are in this process. So my phone rings right in the middle of that. So let's see, Martha, are we seeing any questions coming in? Come on, don't be shy. Drop them in the chat. Raise your hand. We're here.
Okay, let me see if we have questions.
I don't see any yet. Obviously, we can definitely, if there are any questions, we can definitely, we can definitely send an email to you if that's fine. Obviously, you can email us for, a little more information. Before I let you go, here's what I want to do next is don't let today just be another webinar you attended and forget about Thursday. If what covered today resonated, and I think it did, the next simple step is reach out to us. One email, one conversation, and we'll assess where you are, show you what governed AI environment looks like for a business your size, and build a plan that actually fits. You're not buying anything today, you're just starting the right conversation. So send us an email at sales@symmetricgroup.com and we'll schedule a consultation or we'll schedule a meeting and discuss it. Even if you have questions, just send us a question about what you saw. The real big picture thing here is everybody's using AI. We had a recent client that said, no, none of my employees are using AI. And we gathered their DNS logs and with their permission, and more than 50% of their employees were using some form of AI. And some were not the paid versions and they were a little shady. So, that address, is right there on the screen. And it also we'll send you a follow-up email with the recording of this webinar. Watch for it and actually click it. It's not going to be spam. So I wanted to start today. We started today talking about a Tuesday, an ordinary day where someone unwillingly walked your data out the front door. Let's make sure that next Tuesday looks different. You now have a framework, the language, and the right partner to make that happen. So go do something with it. And we appreciate everybody being on the webinar. Thank you to Martha for keeping us all on track. Thank you to Jack and the HATS AI team. And thank you to every one of you for being here today. We really appreciate it. So take care of yourselves. We'll talk soon. See you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.